Hi, Far North here. I'm here to do a review on three knives, more a comparison really. These three knives all have one thing in common, which is my favorite kind of smallish knife, which is the straight edge knife. I picked three different price points. These knives have some similarities, but really it's just the straight edge. Otherwise there's actually a lot of differences for you to choose from. So the first knife is the Kershaw Needs Work. This you should be able to pick up for about $30 to $50. The opening mechanism is Kershaw's Speed Safe, which is you have a flipper here. You hit the flipper and the knife assist opens. There is no other thumb stud or anything else on the blade here for opening. It has a pocket clip. This clip is right hand only, tip down only, which is its biggest negative as far as I'm concerned. It's a liner lock mechanism. Seems to work just fine. Sandvik steel, 3-inch blade, 7/1/8" overall, 3.5 ounces. The knife has fantastic ergonomics, at least for my hand. The intention here, it appears with the jimping, is that you would put your knife or your thumb here for possible grip, but what I really like is this smoothed out portion here. Anybody that likes the Janich Filipino style grip can really see the application for this area. The knife doesn't it does come to a point, though it's a little sloped on the top here. And the handle, these little parts here seem a little odd, but they do provide some grip. Like I said, it seems quite ergonomic for me. It is a smallish handle. I have small hands, and I kind of struggle even with this kind of grip to get that pinky on there. It's really, for a lot of people, it's going to be more of a 3-finger grip. It's a little thick. Also not really a fan of that kind of thing, but depending on your comfort level and your hand size, you might appreciate that extra thickness. The next knife's a little more expensive. It's the Cold Steel Mini Recon 1. Probably about $60 to $80. Has their triad lock. Is thumb stud opening. Opens pretty well. Has that thumb stud can be taken out and changed for left to right. Has a pocket clip. This is a left or right hand tip up only pocket clip, and it's actually a separate clip that comes with it for left-hand carry. Oz 8 steel, or Oz 8A, 3-inch blade, 7/1/8 overall, 3.6 ounces. Profile, it is, hopefully you can see that, thinner. Has sort of a grippy textured handle. Also has that straight edge. I like tanto style blades quite a bit, and I think Cold Steel does them quite well. At a pretty economical price, you get quite a lot of knife. This triad lock I do like. It's the only kind of lock back that I personally use or trust, so far anyways. The main negative is actually with the ergonomics of this handle. Again, my preferred way to use this knife is with the thumb on the back, or these kinds of knives. And because of the slope at the bottom of the handle here, it's just not a very comfortable position that way. My pinky's kind of forced forward. It just feels a little awkward. It's very comfortable for a 3-finger grip with your thumb back quite a ways. There's a little bit of texture here. So if that's your kind of grip, it seems to be designed that way. Doesn't quite fit as well here. It's also a shorter clip. Some people don't seem to like that. It holds quite well. It's strong. No complaints from that standpoint for me. And you can see that clip is also quite a bit smaller, less obvious than the Kershaw one. And then finally, my personal favorite and the most expensive is the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. Probably I should be able to find one for as low as $140. It could be up to $180. And this is a compression lock. on the back. This is the first knife I've ever had with that. Has a thumb hole opening, so obviously it's ambidextrous. Opens smoothly, snaps in with authority. The pocket clip is excellent because it's 4-position, tip up or tip down depending on your preference. I kind of would have preferred maybe it to be black, but you could always paint that yourself. CPM S30V, 3.1-inch blade, 7.5-ish overall, 4 ounces. So these all have a similar blade length. These two are about the same. This one's just a little bit longer. You can see a substantial difference in the width. It's not too much difference from the Kershaw needs work, but quite a bit bigger than the cold steel. In this case, I think you get what you pay for. The ergonomics of this handle are just outstanding. I quite prefer, as opposed to the cold steel, I like that this handle actually cuts back instead of curving forward. It just fits amazing in the hand, and it's designed to have your thumb on the back. There's a little jimping right here if you do like this kind of back on the handle grip. You could add some skateboard tape or something to give you more grip on the back, but just with the slope of this, you really don't need it, which is similar to what you actually see on that Kershaw knife. It's a very thick blade, comes to a fine point. There's good strength with this kind of Wharncliffe or type design. And yeah, I mean, this is just an outstanding knife. These are all good knives. For my viewpoint, well, the Kershaw has better economics. Just the thickness and the limitations in carry options, I actually don't like tip down at all. I prefer tip up. I would steer away from this myself, though for those who don't mind that, it is a good knife. I also don't actually like the assisted opening, personally. I would rather open with my thumb rather than go back with my finger and then have to reposition some fashion. Maybe someone else has better techniques for that. Assisted opening might be run you into some legality issues in some places too. I really couldn't say. I think this cold steel knife is a reasonably priced, excellent option for those that are a little more on a budget and want that kind of straight edge. I do really like the handle. I like the way it sits in my pocket. I like the way it opens. It's a little stiffer, though these knives tend to work in a little bit smoother at time, but nothing that's an issue. On some of their longer blades, I actually find them a little hard to open with the triad lock smoothly, but the shorter ones open quite well. I can actually flick it with the thumb, as you can see. Definitely, like I said, if you have the money, I would go with the Spyderco if you're willing to accept this kind of blade shape. It's a little radical for those that aren't used to it, but it's very similar to a box cutter type knife, really, and it's just an excellent knife for self-defense purposes, but also really for utility purposes. Excellent cutting power, excellent control, and a lot of strength. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for your time.